Hello. We are at week 17 of the NFL of the 2021 season, which is now 2022 with the 2021 season. So let's get into some predictions. We're gonna be a little bit short again this week. I feel like a lot of these games are fairly flat, like not necessarily easy to predict, but they're fairly easy to talk about, and there's not that much to go into detail about them in terms of it should be easy to cover fast. So let's go ahead and get talk about what happened last week. I got 10 games right and I got 6 games wrong, which brings my season record to 145 correct and 95 wrong. Not bad. It looks like I got 2 right and then 1 wrong. So out of every 3, I get 1 wrong. So far, that's what it looks like. And moving on to week 17, the predictions. We're gonna get right into it. This is not really much in terms of anything ASMR related in terms of triggers, other than my voice. People say they like my voice and they want to hear more of my voice, so I do this. There's not going to be much in terms of other sounds. However, there is a plethora of other sounds on my channel and other role plays. Feel free to check it out. I have many different playlists in the work. They will be up within the hours. There will be posts made about it. Just check out my channel. I got tons of other stuff. But that being said, thank you for being here, and let's go ahead and get into it. Week 17, it starts off with the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears. I have all the games right here, whatever. Chicago's going to win this one. Daniel Jones is done for the year. The Giants have given up on their season. They're like, yep, we're done. That's fine. We're out. Chicago is like, no, we got to get Justin Fields the reps, even if Justin Fields isn't playing. It's what's his name? Nick Foles. Yeah, Nick Foles. Nick Foles won last week. He'll do it again. Don't tempt him. He'll do it again. Then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots. This is probably the easiest game to predict of the whole season. It's gonna be the Jags. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Patriots. The Patriots are gonna win this game. That being said, the Jags are probably gonna end up winning this game. Just to spite me. Watch because Belichick said Lawrence is a good player. Could even be a great player. Watch Trevor Lawrence be like, nah man, I am a great player, and just decide to throw for like 5 touchdowns, which would be absurd, especially given his current rookie season he's having. But the NFL is weird, so I'm picking New England. The Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams are in shambles, apparently. The Ravens are in shambles, apparently. They're stumbling down. They've not won a game. I don't think games have not won. They're falling apart in terms of both how many players are on the team and what players are playing. And just everything in terms of just winning. The backup quarterback looks good though, so at least that's cool. But the Rams are pushing for the playoff spot and pushing for their division still, actually. So that's pretty cool. That's a good enough motivation for them to try harder, I guess. Well, the Ravens are going to be hard. It's going to be a good game. It should be a good game. Both teams could lose, but it's the Ravens game to lose. No, it's Ravens. It's the Rams game to lose. The names are so similar. It's the Ravens game that they need to truly show up for, and it seems like they haven't. If you can't tell, it's early in the morning, meaning I haven't slept yet, and I need to get this out, so I'm doing this, and right before I go to sleep. Sleepy boy. Tampa Bay at the New York Jets. The Jets could pull off the upset, but Tampa Bay is going to win because they should roll like they did last week against Carolina. The Carolina Panthers have a better defense. than the Jets, but it's a division game. But like, I still trust Tom Brady. Antonio Brown and Mike Evans should be playing. The next game we have is the Atlanta Falcons at the Buffalo Bills. Now the Falcons could win. The Falcons have a tendency to be like a late season spoiler to really good teams on the road for some reason. It's not super consistent, and it's not always, but they have a tendency to do it, and they don't always win, but it's usually a tough game. So I feel like this is going to be a good game, but Buffalo's going to win. Buffalo is a good team that they don't know what team's going to show up, obviously. So if the wrong team shows up, then the Falcons will win. But I think the right team's showing up recently for Buffalo because they need to play well. They need to compete with the Patriots and the rest of the AFC going toward the playoffs. So they should play well. Should. The next game is probably the game of the week. It's the Kansas City Chiefs at the Cincinnati Bengals. I wish it was the night game. Because the night game is just going to be a slaughter. But Kansas City is the team right now in terms of the AFC. They're rolling. But the same thing could be said about Cincinnati. Not necessarily as much, but they have been a very good team. And he did some... Joe Burrow put up, 500... passing yards last week? It was something like that. I don't know if it was 500, but he put up a lot of passing yards last week. He was very, very good. I personally think Cincinnati's team has more consistency around it. Kansas City's hotter, but Cincinnati has more consistency as a whole. So I'm picking. They're at home, so I'm picking the Bengals. Now I don't know if I'd take that if this were in the playoffs. I think I'd go the other way around. But since it's still regular season, I'm picking Cincinnati because I feel like Cincinnati has. They're not supposed to be in this conversation, and they're trying to be like, hey, we are in this conversation. And Kansas City's like, yes, we are part of the conversation. We don't have to prove that right now. We just have to try and make sure we keep our spot in the playoff race. And Cincinnati's like, nah, man, we are trying to make a point. So I feel like they're going to win for that reason, unless Kansas City's truly the better team. Miami at Tennessee is the next game. I'm picking Tennessee. I can see Miami winning. I have been real big on Miami lately. Tua is playing phenomenal lately. I was an open hater on Tua earlier in the year, and he's playing phenomenal right now. His short ball accuracy is incredible, and the percentage of him completing those passes is also very good. He's usually throwing to the open man too. It's not like he's just throwing check downs to get caught immediately. No, he's throwing the guys that are open short and they're getting some rack. He's also not bad with the deep ball lately, and he's been reading coverage well from what I've seen. Tua, you've been doing well. He must have heard me saying all the not hateful, but all the. I compared him to late career Drew Brees, but now he's doing far and away better than that. That being said, I think Tennessee's defense is going to give him a bit of fits. Jeffrey Simmons especially. Tennessee's offense should function enough. A.J. Brown might get stuffed by the two receivers, but probably not both of them. Probably just Savion. So I feel like that's going to be enough. And I feel like they're both well-coached teams, but Tennessee's a better playing team. Tennessee plays better. Miami seems like it has more talent, if that makes sense. Moving on to the next one is the Las Vegas. I'm picking the Titans. The Las Vegas Raiders at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are the better team right now. They're rolling. The Raiders are not. The Colts have proved themselves that they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. And the Raiders are saying, playoffs? What's that? So I'm picking Indianapolis. And they're also just a better team. Next game is Philadelphia at Washington. Washington has a long shot to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to show up as well as Philly's going to. Philly's been just a run-heavy team that just controls the clock and just wins games like that. Washington's been a team that just kind of gets lucky in a weird way. Teams kind of have to beat themselves a little bit for Washington to win. So I'm picking Philadelphia. The next game is Denver Broncos of the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, initially, I had the Broncos picked because I was like, they kind of don't necessarily have Justin Herbert's number, but they give him some issues. But then I was like, oh man, he doesn't always lose to them. And then I looked at the COVID list, and I was like, oh yeah, the Broncos are missing a good bit. Chargers, and they're at home, so I'm picking the Chargers. Also, the Chargers are playing for a playoff spot. Technically, the Broncos are too, but not nearly as likely of one. So I'm picking the Chargers. The next game is the Houston Texans at the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I almost picked the upset here. I almost picked Houston. Really almost did. Trey Lance is playing. Trey Lance is going to be playing. I'm excited to see what he does. I expect he'll get a touchdown of some sort. But Houston's not a bad team. Okay, they're a bad team, but they're not. They don't always play like a bad team, especially against teams that think that they're a bad team. And San Francisco almost has a playoff spot locked up, so they might be while they're playing aggressive to secure the playoff spot, which is why I think they are going to win. It's possible they are going to underestimate Houston, and Houston can sneak up and get them. Davis Mills might get them. But I'm picking San Francisco. The next game is Detroit at Seattle. I'm picking Detroit in the upset. Seattle's not playing well. Detroit is. Detroit kind of should have won last week. Detroit's playing real good football right now. So Detroit. Arizona at Dallas. Arizona's slipping. Dallas needs to keep winning to. I think they've secured their division. I'm not sure. I know they've secured a playoff spot, but yeah, I think they just secured a playoff spot. So they need to win to secure their division. I'm pretty sure. Arizona, I don't think they even need to win to keep their playoff spot. But I feel like they're gonna back into the playoffs. Picking Dallas. Wouldn't be surprised to see Arizona win though. Like in like Arizona actually decides to show up and play football that kind of day. You know what I mean. It would also make next week's Dallas versus Philadelphia game even more exciting, which I'm pretty sure is what's scheduled. I might be just wrong, but I'm pretty sure. The next game is the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints, and it's the Panthers are not playing well right now. Sam Darnold should be starting. PJ Walker's out with COVID, so at least that means we're not getting a 3-quarterback system there. So it means Cam Newton might get some snaps, but at least it's not going to be all 3. Don't really know what's going on there. It's been a kind of a bad job, situation there in the for this year for Carolina. I had them as a wild card team. Thought their defense was going to be good. Their defense was real good the first 4 or 5 weeks, and then they weren't. Sam Darnold got figured out pretty fast. Knew it was going to happen. He got hurt. PJ Walker wasn't good. They got drastic, so they signed the best quarterback available in the market, in their opinion, which I can't say they're wrong for that, but I can say they're wrong for how much they paid him, which is $10 million, which is 10 times more than he was paid by the Patriots last year, the team that he played okay for. And, yeah, so Cam Newton's agent deserves a huge high five for that. Picking New Orleans, even with Taysom Hill, their defense is good. Carolina could beat them. Carolina really could. I just don't think they will. I think New Orleans defense should be enough to win the game for them in the occasional Taysom Hill play, or if he plays. I know Ian Book played last week, and that was bad. So if Ian Book plays again, that might be might be up for something. Picking New Orleans. The next game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. It's the Packers. They're one win ahead of the rest of them, rest of the teams for the number 1 seed, and they want to secure the number 1 seed. So if they do that, if they win, well, yeah, obviously they control their destiny. They don't have to worry about tiebreakers or anything like that. And they're gonna play against this worse Minnesota team than they are. This shouldn't make the playoffs Minnesota team that's still in the playoff hunt. This starting quarterbackless Minnesota team. This terrible secondary Minnesota team. There's no reason why Minnesota should win this game. This on the road Minnesota team, yeah, it's Packers. It's easy. The Packers. It's the Packers. It's the Packers. It's the Packers. It's the Packers. Packers. Last game of Week 17 is the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Big Ben made a big to-do, a big ta-da about this being his last home playoff game. He's going to try and win. Hopefully, the atmosphere is going to be right for it, and it is a night game, so I really think they're going to do it. Cleveland could just play the mysterious stranger role, as they sometimes do, and just come out of nowhere, like be awful. And sorry, be awful, but like be a less than expectedly good team, and then just beat the Steelers. Not even most teams, just the Steelers. They're usually good at beating the Steelers for some reason. Well, picking the Steelers though, just because of the situation. Now I'm gonna go back to all the games and predict and tell you my predictions again. Once again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you listening to me ramble on and talk some. I want to say nonsense because this is all calculated thought. But thank you for being here. And let me give you the last one. Let's just do this. Okay, we got the New York Giants at the Chicago Bears. We got the New York Giants losing at the Chicago Bears. Actually, I'm gonna read the winners. We got the Chicago Bears winning at home against the New York Giants. We got the New England Patriots winning at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the Los Angeles Rams winning on the road at the Baltimore Ravens. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning on the road at the New York Jets. We have the Buffalo Bills winning at home against the Atlanta Falcons. We have the Cincinnati Bengals winning at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the Tennessee Titans winning at home against Miami Dolphins. We have the Indianapolis Colts winning at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. We have the Philadelphia Eagles winning on the road at the Washington Football Team. We have the Los Angeles Chargers winning at home against the Denver Broncos. We have the San Francisco 49ers winning at home against the Houston Texans. We have the Detroit Lions winning on the road at Seattle Seahawks. We have the Dallas Cowboys winning at home at the Arizona Cardinals. We have the Dallas Cowboys winning at home against the Arizona Cardinals. I need to go to sleep. We have the New Orleans Saints winning at home against the Carolina Panthers, and we have the Green Bay Packers winning at home against the Minnesota Vikings, as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers winning at home against the Cleveland Browns. There it is. There's all of them. Yeah. Sweet dreams. Happy football.